Hello everyone. So thanks again for clicking on the video and stopping by the channel. Really appreciate any viewership we get these days. We're really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. So if you could help us get there, that would be great. If you like the video, please consider hitting the like button. And if you want to check out some of our other cool stuff we do, please visit our channel, Golden Projects. Now, today we have a really cool gun that we've had for a long time. Really like this thing. This is an actual coach gun model by Stoeger. This is kind of what you think of when you see those horror movies and someone needs a gun, they look above the mantle, you kind of picture something like this. This is from the old days. Well, actually this is new. I mean, this isn't an old one, but it has a lot of the stuff that the old ones had. This does have a safety. Even the old ones had safeties. It does have the two triggers, if you could see those here. It definitely gives you a little bit more control. A lot of coach guns nowadays, or double barrel shotguns, side-by-sides, only have one trigger. Having the two triggers is pretty cool. This does kick quite a bit. Obviously it's a coach gun, so you have the short barrels. You don't really have a nice butt pad here. It's pretty much just hard plastic. This thing can accommodate up to 3-inch 12-gauge shells. It had a really nice finish on it. It's seen a lot of wear since we got it, which was over 5 years ago, and I don't know if you can see, we still have the the original warranty 5-year tag on it, which never took off. But it's seen plenty of rounds. Now, as a home defense gun, a lot of people think of something like this. Probably not the best. You can probably see why. I mean, these are popular back in the day, cowboy days, whatever, because that's just what they were. They were, a lot of the times there were single shots back then. Well, this doubled the capacity. Pump shotguns didn't come out until the late 1800s, almost 1900, when they became real popular. There was some lever action ones around that time too, but these have remained popular ever since. There were some problems that we did have with this, unfortunately. Now, this was new. We got it from Gander Mountain way back in the day. One time out shooting it, it probably at this time saw less than 100 shells through it, and we were experiencing some light primer strikes, and in some cases no primer strike. So that was kind of an issue. Kind of just got through that and then looked it up and pretty much assumed at that point already it was either the firing pin spring or the firing pin itself. And I guess from the factory, Stoeger didn't have the best firing pins. I think they were just like regular steel or some type of hardened steel. Oh, bless it, got bugs all over me. But it was some type of hardened steel. So we actually found some upgraded carbon steel firing pins, replaced both of them, and the thing worked pretty good ever since. I don't think we've had a mishap ever since then. It's really easy to change the firing pins on these. On the old ones, let me see if I could show you real quick. Hold on, let me get this. Actually, I can't get that off when it's like that. So on the old ones, you would pretty much have to disassemble the receiver to take it apart. I don't know if you could see in there, but there's 3 little holes. There's a tool that goes in there like a wrench, and you can see that there's a cylinder in there. You spin that out, and then simply there's a firing pin and a spring behind it. So they're super easy to change, which is really awesome. It's not awesome that they break and they're not good from the factory, or they're not heavy duty from the factory, but hey, whatever. If you had an old one, you would need probably a gunsmith to break it down and replace those pins or make a new pin for you. So thankfully, technology has progressed and you can easily change them yourself. And that's what we did. I will put a link in the description to the website that we got those parts from and the wrench. Anyway, there's really not too many issues that can happen with one of these because there's not too many moving parts. When you break open the gun, it does cock the hammers. This is also a hammerless model, and a lot of purists would like to see one with actually the twin exposed hammers on them, which, I mean, is cool, but it just takes even longer to cock it. I mean, the break open action is smoother on those because you're not cocking or doing anything like that, but then you have to sit there and cock the 2 hammers, which it's just nicer to do it this way, I think. Also, breaking it open will reset the safety. So every time you shoot it, you have to put it on fire. It'll always be on safe after you close the barrels again. It's just a really cool, kind of just a nice pure shotgun. And we're gonna throw, it'll pretty much take almost any ammo you put into it. These don't have chokes in them, so that's pretty cool. We're going to put a few different types of ammo through it and just show you how it runs. Is that? Not exactly sure what that is. Doesn't really say. And this is just a assortment of different ammo that we have. So shooting both triggers at the same time isn't incredibly difficult, but you know, you have your primary firing finger and then your middle finger. Sorry, I didn't mean to flip the camera off. But I find that it's harder to shoot with this finger than this one. So when I do use this, I generally just transfer my finger to the rear trigger for that. So I don't know. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna go for that milk jug. And missed it. I don't know how I missed it. Kind of jerked on that first shot. That trigger was a little stiff. But we haven't shot this in a while, so I'm not sure what's going on. But it's fine. Safety off. Have to do that every time. Going for an orange juice bottle. Both of them. These things are just fun. That didn't come off, but oh, that's a really old shell. Literally, the brass case is rusting. We'll show you that later. That's why that didn't want to come out. Should I try both of them at the same time with some birdshot? It's hard because one trigger is more stiff than the other one, so it's really hard to do both of them at the same time, but I'll try. And I only did one.
Damn it! Come on out. I lost my grip there a little bit.
Well, one of those must have been like a Magnum.
What?
One of those must have been like a Magnum.
I think so. Yes. It's hot. Damn! Ah! This little... Great. This little girl is pretty hot. This might be the last two.
We shall see. I go for that Bailey's bottle. Again. I don't know what that was, but that was really big. Woo! That was a 3-inch Magnum, and we actually cracked the case on it. That was just regular birdshot. I was about to say, that last one really hurt. Woo! We got one more, but I think we'll just do some slugs. Wow, that 3-inch Magnum hurt. I just wasn't expecting it. Alright, I'm gonna go for the can of brake cleaner. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Missed it way high. Don't know how. it tends to run pretty much everything. We did have one hang up on one of these two, and on it doesn't, number 6 shot, Remington Peters, I'm not sure, but we did have a hang up where it actually didn't hit the primer on the first one. And then we'll take a look. This is that 3-inch Magnum. It fired it, but yeah, it split that shell. And then there was one that was, yeah, it even ran this one, it cracked that. But see, these are really old. Pretty much should tend to work with everything. Home defense, probably better to have a pump, but there's just something nostalgic about these. Really fun to shoot. This thing really hits hard. I had to sit down for a second. Wow, that 3-inch Magnum really wakes up your shoulder, but wasn't expecting that. Now, so we did have a mishap on camera. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna credit that to the old ammo because it has the new firing pins. I don't think we've had a single issue. Normally we would shoot just regular like new Federal or Winchester like target loads, but those are getting harder to come by in bulk these days. So we just happen to have a big box of old stuff. So that's kind of what we've been shooting recently. And we have been having issues with a lot of different shotguns we've been shooting, especially like newer like bullpup stuff. They tend to want new, good, clean ammo. So, and I assume this would operate a lot better with some newer stuff. So I'm gonna credit that mishap to the ammo. But yeah, it pretty much worked at everything. It took everything, we just threw at it. I was shooting a little high, I'm not sure why. I was kind of, when I figured out that there's a lot of weird stuff in here, I kind of was flinching a little bit, so I could have credited that to myself. But I really wanted to shoot both those slugs at the same time, but it's difficult because the first trigger on this is a little stiffer, so it's really hard to hit them at the same time. And then you end up kind of bam, bam, and then one goes way higher than you wanted it to. So kind of unsafe to do that with the slugs. Woo! One final thing that we always do, we like to see how much these things weigh. And we will do that with our very accurate and fragile scale. Now let's make sure that it's accurate. Yep. It's definitely on 0. Was that right at a little bit over 6.5 pounds? So not too light, not too heavy, kind of right there in the middle. I mean, your average, I think like Mossberg is somewhere between like 7 and 8 pounds, somewhere in that range. So keep in mind, a pump with the ammo in is going to weigh a lot more. Not a big difference, but this can only hold 2. So I would say as your home defense shotgun, there's definitely better options, but for fun factor, nothing beats this, honestly. If you can find one of these Stoeger coach guns, definitely recommend you pick one up. They're just awesome, easy to break down, easy to clean, easy to change parts on them if that ever needs to happen. But yeah, this is definitely one of our favorites, and we will continue to put rounds through it, and if we ever have an issue, we'll let you know. Once again, thanks again for stopping by the channel. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the video. And if you like anything we did in this video, we have a ton of videos on shotguns that you could look back on. And please check out some of the other series we have on the channel. I think you'll really like it. Appreciate it. Have a good one.